afraid of something, you wouldn't have prevented it, right?
Yeah, sometimes not in your control.
No, but everything that we do is to prevent whatever is the outcome from that fear, right?
Yes.
Right.
So if you had not been careful and taken those steps which came out of your fear, we all would have died by now.
Yeah.
We are today, like for the COVID threat that we have, we are sitting at home, we are under lockdown. If you had been going today recklessly to those areas where there have been cases, why aren't you going?
Yeah.
Why aren't you going and getting yourself infected?
But Sarmistha, why do we then say that we need to let go of fear and other negative emotions if fear is so important?
Yeah, but see, what you're doing, Ritin, is what we all do. We all jump to the next stage. I'm here with you. I'm just telling you, do we agree, all of us, that we need fear to survive? It's there now. We will go to the next stage. And that is why fear is bad. Because it's taking you to the conclusion already.
Yeah.
But you're not doing anything right now about the fear. That is when fear is bad. Does it make sense? We all do that. Out of fear, we create a mental... Hi, Simon! Oh my God! Who is this? It's such a lovely... I mean, I'm feeling so good to see you. It's been months.
Almost a year, yeah.
Yeah, and we used to catch up having a coffee after work at GLT, and it's over. It's over now. Anyway, so what we do is, out of fear, we derive at a conclusion. The conclusion, the worst possible conclusion of the fear. And that is what makes us crazy. That is what is not recommended. Fear, in general, makes us what? Responsible also, doesn't it? If there was no fear, you would have gone and stood in the middle of Sheikh Zayed Road. Come, all the cars, come to me. We would have done that, but we are not doing it because we're afraid of being run down by the cars. And that's why we are taking measures. We are taking measures out of fear so that we don't get run down. We are not reckless because of fear. That is not a problem. We are afraid of a physical threat coming and overtaking us. We are taking all the precautions needed to overcome that. That's fine. But when is fear bad? When the threat is internal. Then fear is bad. Not when their threat is external. Like you have a thief or a burglar waiting outside of your house with a gun, and you go open the door and stand in front of him. Then you're stupid. You're not fearless, but you're stupid. So what we are doing out of the fear that I'm going to be shot, I'm going to protect myself so that I don't get shot, and that is fine because that's helping me to survive. But if the fear is internal, that someone's going to judge me if I stand up on the stage and speak. Someone's going to judge me. And that fear is not going to let me get out and get up on stage to do what I have to do, to deliver my presentation in front of a huge crowd. That fear is dangerous because there is no physical threat from which you're protecting yourself. It's a mental program, and you can't protect yourself from your own mental program. Understood the difference between the two?
Yeah.
Any questions so far?
Yes, Sami.
Yes, Simon.
There's the obvious fear, the one, from the virus, but it's like when you're afraid of one thing. Is it? I mean, sometimes there's a feeling that you start getting afraid of other things as well. Fear engenders other fears. So you might be afraid of losing your job. And and then the fear of not doing things right, or the fear of not coping, or the fear of perhaps becoming unhealthy with other things, until
Yeah.
it becomes a kind of generalized feeling, which
Okay.
no longer is just coming from the
Fear of
virus.
the outside threat.
Yeah.
So fear of the outside, the physical threat, you know how to tackle it, don't you?
Of course,
You
yeah.
know that you have all the resources to tackle it. That's why you're confident. That doesn't bother you, or that isn't bothering you right now.
It's the least fear at the moment.
Yeah, because you have, just think logically, because you feel you have the resources right now to tackle that fear. So if there was a snake coming into your room, and you know you have a snake charmer who's going to charm the snake and get away from your house and make you safe, you wouldn't be bothered. You would be sleeping peacefully because you feel you have protected yourself. So what is it that's stopping you from feeling the same when you think about your job? What is it that's stopping you from feeling the threat of other things that you just spoke about? What is it? In this terms, think about it. Then you will see again the lack of confidence comes from the lack of resources you have to fulfill the criteria to keep the job. And that lack of confidence is creating that fear. So what if I would make myself so confident, I know I have resources, I know what I have, what I offer, the value that I offer to the company or wherever I work, no matter where I go, my work is going to be valued because of what I'm offering. Does that empower you?
Yeah.
Does that make you feel more confident?
Oh,
Or are
it
you
does.
feeling you're bluffing yourself?
No, it does. So what I'm saying, however, is that as soon as you wake up, I wake up and I look at my phone. The first things that are going to come up are negative things at the moment.
I know, but I'm just telling you,
without
Simon,
even
why it
thinking.
comes. Yeah, why it comes is back of the mind. There is a part of you that believes that there is someone better than you, and you're going to lose the job. A part of you doesn't believe in yourself, that you are going to make a difference wherever you go. A part of you doesn't believe that Simon, whatever I am going to contribute, what value I'm going to add to wherever I'm going to work, they will never even think of letting me go.
That's probably more like it. But in this environment, people don't communicate as much as they used to. So people who would generally find the time to make time for you and say, look, how are you doing? Things are okay. Everybody's acting like crazy at the moment. So I'm not, look, this is not something that keeps me awake. Well,
No, I know, but this is the
but,
problem that all of us is going through. Thank you for bringing it up, Simon, because it's not only your problem, it's the problem in general of the whole community that we are going through. Because times are bad, people are not doing any business. So why will they keep you? Like, why will they recruit someone like you? Or maybe you will feel insecure. That insecurity will create a fear inside you of losing the job. So what I'm talking about is, what is creating that insecurity? The insecurity comes from me not having enough resources to add confidence to the moment now. It's not going to be easy for anyone. This moment, for the next few months, maybe a year, it's not going to be easy for anyone in any sector whatsoever. But who's going to remain and who's going to go depends on what you think about yourself. What do you feel about yourself right now in this moment? Do you have something to offer that will be valued? I can see someone next to you. Can I
Disappeared. Echo.
Whoever it is, she's welcome too.
Thank you. Um,
Because you're getting distracted. I don't want you to get distracted.
I just wanted the aircon to be switched on.
Okay, and see, you're meeting me after 1 year, and then also you're distracted for this 10 minutes that I spoke. I don't like it. I'm a woman. Come on. I want your undivided attention, Simon, for the next few minutes.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. So, guys, so far, anyone has any questions? Anything that you want to, that is coming into your mind and you would like to know about it? Because I'm here today to.
Sarmi, I have a couple of questions.
Yeah, Zing.
So let's say that through whatever methodology we have strengthened ourselves. I'm very confident in my skills and what I have to offer to whichever organization. But the external factors are also there that are affecting. For example, now with COVID, a lot of companies are doing cost cutting and again, coming back to the job scenario. And a lot of us are now living in fear of losing our jobs, but not because we are not confident in what we have to offer, but more like the company might not have faith, or the management might just want to find the quickest way to cut costs, and they might just lay off people because of that. So
they might, okay, yeah. Let me just answer the first part of your question, because they might lay off people. Everyone knows that's going to happen. And they are going to keep some people too. We all know that. What makes you think that you're not going to be one of those?
It could be my salary. It could be the difference.
You're creating a future already, Azim.
True that.
Where you are giving an excuse to yourself for getting laid off.
Okay.
Don't do that.
May I? Maybe it's the fear of not being in control of the situation.
No one is in control. You are only in control of yourself.
That's why maybe Simon's feeling anxious, I feel.
So that's what I'm helping Simon to take control of oneself. We cannot control the situation. We cannot control anyone. Let alone the situation. We cannot control the man who lives in my house with me. Can you control your husband?
I try.
You try. Okay. All the best. So we cannot control anything which is external, but we can control everything that is internal.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm helping you guys to control. Your internal system, your internal universe, where you are the one who reigns. You're the one through your thoughts create the system. All the energy in our body is all biochemical, and all the biochemical energy flows through hormones. Every thought creates an emotion. Every emotion releases hormones. And that hormone decides whether you're going to be in a flight and fight situation or you're going to be peaceful and tranquil.
Right.
What is
Sarmistha,
sorry, go ahead.
I just have one question. I just heard you when you said that this environment is not very friendly and it's going to be difficult. Isn't that also, when you're saying that and we all are listening that, and if at all we believe in that, we are also creating. So it should rather be that the environment may be whatever outside. For me personally, in my personal universe, in my world, the things will always be right, and they are right always.
Definitely. So there is also a point where you have to be realistic, and you have to plan your game realistically.
So are we saying that the universe and the thoughts that we think and that create a future, that's not realistic? No,
there is a reality around you where things are and people are. The whole community is in crisis. That is reality. We can't deny the reality and create our future beyond that. Okay. So keeping reality in mind, I'm going to create my future. I'm going to create my peace within, with the reality outside. I cannot change anything that's outside, but I can create something inside of me that will create
Manifest
my
outside.
reality.
Yeah.
So whatever is happening in the world is my current reality. I am not asking any of you to deny that. Denying doesn't help. It's like fooling yourself, tricking yourself, trying to pretend that everything is fine. Pretending doesn't help, actually. But knowing that I am in the middle of the sea, and now what do I have to do to save myself is reality. Who wants me to listen to all the music and song? Someone has put on nice music. Thank you so much to entertain us. I'm loving it. I'm loving the music. But yeah, so let's continue. In case you still want to go louder with the music, carry on. It's really awesome.
I'm sorry. I was praying. I missed out on the time. And suddenly I just realized, I said, oh my God, I had to sit for it. So I'm so sorry to join late. And I couldn't reduce the volume because I was so into joining in that I thought probably I won't be entered because I'm late 15, 20 minutes. So sorry.
Parina, you're welcome. And what an entry, my goodness. What an entry. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, Parina, you're welcome. We are just continuing in a discussion, and I'm just helping you all, if you have any questions, to come out with it in today's situation, how we can help with the fear, because fear is necessary to a certain extent. Fear, which is realistic, helps us. If we didn't have the fear, we would become reckless, and recklessness would lead us to death, to our extinction. Not only as me or you as an individual, but for the whole race of humanity. We would be extinct by now if we were reckless. So fear helps us not to be reckless, but when the fear is external. But when the fear is internal, then we have to take control of ourselves, and we have to do things which are necessary to avoid that. Anyone else? Ines, you're quiet. Anything?
Yeah, I want to, can you hear me?
Of course I can.
Yeah, okay. I want to ask you about something. I don't know if we consider that as a fear or no, because of this situation now that we are living. I have kind of, I'm scared because I'm far of my family, so I'm scared of this corona and things. And I'm taking all the precaution to avoid it. So I'm cleaning every day. I have that fear inside that I can die or something. I mean, I have no one here and far of my family, and I have no one here. So I have that fear, and I cannot really get rid of it. So I don't know how to manage this.
So Ines, I'll help you with this. First of all, you have to understand that our body has the perfect mechanism to fight all pathogens that are around us. Our body, how old are you, Ines?
34.
34 years of life, you have survived. And how did you survive?
I'm facing all my fears and all the problems.
No, but what did you do? What did you do so far to avoid, say, SARS, MARS, Ebola, like bird flus, chicken pox, say whatever flu or virus was there, threatening the world until now? You survived those.
Yeah.
You're here. Why? How come? What did you do for that? Nothing. You did nothing.
Yeah.
You did nothing. Your body has the perfect mechanism to fight all the pathogens. So just don't work yourself out of fear. When we create the panic inside, I think Azim and Ritin, were you present in my last? Pamela, you were there too, right? In my meditation when I did with the internal body system? You were
Yeah,
there?
I was there. I was there.
Yeah. So I would, Ines, I'll help you with this. At the end, I will guide you, everyone, a small meditation where I'm going to help you visualize your body, your physical system, so that you can build the, re-energize and reconnect with your immunity and feel safe within your body, because your body has the perfect mechanism to deal with every pathogen that has ever threatened you and will threaten you in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, RG,
Yeah.
you wanted to say something. You're muted. Unmute yourself first. Marina, is it your music again?
Sorry,
Okay,
no.
cool.
Sorry. That's okay.
Yeah, RJ,
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
I can now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. First of all, it has been very informative and helpful, the thing that you are doing over here. I just wanted to know, we are definitely going to come out of it. I am positive about that. We are definitely going to come out of it. Do you think that this phase of ours will help us to be much more stronger when we come out of it? And how should we then deal with it? Because at the back of our mind, everyone will know that there is something which has happened and can happen again. What are the what would be the takeaways, do you think, that we should take from this period? I'm not worried too much about this period. I think I will come out of it.
Can you think of all the epidemics that happened in human history from the beginning of time? What did we do about it?
Yeah, exactly. That is what is important. I think that we should, like, we tend to forget about it. So we need to somehow do something which keeps this thing in our mind, that this can happen.
And that will create another reality of epidemics again. The more you function out of fear, the more you create it.
Mm-hmm.
So RG, do you have, like, what's your name? RG?
I'm Raju Ghosh, yeah.
Okay, Raju. Oh, Raju Bangali, Ami Mitro.
আমি জানি, আমি দেখেছি তোমার।
Okay. Okay. So what happens is that throughout history, if you look at human history, all the epidemics starting from the bubonic plague and that plagued us in human history, people died in thousands and people survived. People who survived, they became a stronger race. We have got added immunity to everything that happened to our forefathers, because those immunity was passed on through the genes into us, into our genetic formation today. So you are going to create a new generation of stronger human beings.
Yeah, exactly. So that is what is important. And I think that is because we all are talking about fear, negativity, and things like that. But at the end of it, I think there will be a lot of positivity also coming out of this.
The fear, the close down, the lack of business, the lack of movement, that is a reality that's happening now.
Right.
So we are dealing with that reality now. What is going to be on the other side of it? Of course, there is always light at the end of the tunnel, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
So if this is a tunnel, then there's always going to be light in the end. And we all are going to see the light in just a few days' time. And after this period is over, we're going to look back and we're going to be thankful for so many things. We'll have so many things to be grateful for.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Anyone else? And Sophie, is there something that you would like to say?
Yes, well, I feel I've been jobless for already 6 months, and this period doesn't help me to find a job. So I'm taking day by day, and trying to have faith, but it's difficult.
Okay. Faith on what?
That something will come up in the end. I mean, I'm fighting every day, really, but I'm
Okay.
getting exhausted.
So what are you doing is you're having faith on something outside of you. But do you have faith on inside of you, like faith on yourself?
No.
And that is what is stopping you from creating that reality which you're chasing with something. What is going to change outside? Because whatever you are creating, from the inside, you're creating that which is outside. And you are depending on that, what you're creating outside, which is out of that distrust on self. So if there is no trust on self, you're creating an energy around you which is based on lack of trust. So whoever you're going to meet in your life, they're going to project that on you. Just think, Sophie, just think of all the people that you have met until now for jobs. Did you feel that you can't trust them?
I didn't ask myself this question, but I tried to think about it. Yeah.
Think about it. This is our time to think and reflect and find out answers within ourselves. So if they project what I feel about myself, what happens is that I see someone in front of you who I cannot trust. And I feel what is happening. All the people who are coming into my life, I cannot trust them.
Mm-hmm.
But they are reflecting my inner lack of trust. And no one will reflect my trust because that's not there inside. So I will not be able to achieve what I'm looking for. What I have to create within myself is complete trust in myself, my capabilities, my abilities, the value that I add to wherever I go. What I have within is going to come without on the outside.
Yeah.
So whatever it takes for you to achieve that trust within, you have to do it. You have to believe in your capabilities, that you are the one who can make a difference in the organization that you're going to, wherever you're going to apply next. From the moment you apply until the time of the interview, you are going to be going with this mindset that you are the one who is going to be the most valuable asset in that organization. And if you can build that trust, and that energy that will flow inside of you with that trust will create an outcome for you, because you are creating your reality. It might sound very fancy when I'm talking about it, but more you are into yourself, the more you will realize the truth of this.
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone? I'm here to help you guys. Karina, you came late and you were very apologetic, but you came with a dhamakadar entry and now you're quiet.
No, I've been listening. Obviously, I can't be talking when the rest are talking. I just wanted to check something. Definitely with whatever is happening around, I mean, that is beyond our control. So, but there seems to be a lot of anxiety that's slowly building. And even before COVID coming on board, I've been realizing now with time that a lot of insecurity, a lot of imbalance around you that you're seeing every day, and then COVID landing, it sort of creates such a disturbance and an anxiety within you that a lot of suggestions or a lot of reading always guides you towards meditation, guides you towards continuously having faith that everything will be okay. You're here to witness this, you're here to survive it, you're here to come out of it beautifully. But to an extent that is meditation only the answer to remove this anxiety, or is there any other thing that is sort of also helpful during this time, which would sort of make it more easy for us to pass through? I'm not only talking about COVID, I'm just generally talking about otherwise as well.
Okay, Parina. So as I understand, you want to know what is the shortcut exit out of anxiety, is it?
No, I don't want to know the shortcut. I don't want
Because
to know the shortcut.
meditation,
It's just that
you
I
spoke
want to
about
know probably,
meditation.
is there any other way?
Yeah, so what is anxiety, first of all? Anxiety is a symptom or a response that our body gives to fear. Anxiety is a fear response. So what is the fear, first of all, Farina, that's creating the anxiety?
I don't feel that I have any fear. I mean,
see, if you tell me that I
like,
have a pumpkin, but it didn't
Hmm.
come from a plant, then it doesn't make sense. So if you have a fruit, there has to be a plant which has given the fruit.
Like I said, I mean, I've been here all my life, and I don't see, I mean, on the upper surface, I don't see anything that I'm scared of. And believe me, like everybody I see around are so worried, and even the social media or people talking about in family about COVID, not even 1% has it bothered me, or it's sort of like affected my even understanding or mine even.
So there is no
outview of looking
anxiety
at these
then.
things.
Then there is no anxiety at all.
But I just feel there is so much unrest inside that I've been off lately feeling. It's been about, like this sort of internal disturbance. I've been, or this anxiety, if not
Okay,
anxiety, I don't
take
know
a
what would you
moment.
call it.
Take a moment. Take a deep breath and close your eyes and feel the anxiety. Feel it. Get in touch with the anxiety. And the anxiety has to be with the fear. Whatever the first thought comes into your mind about the fear, you let me know. Just close your eyes and take this moment. This is an exercise.
I mean, okay, probably I've not, then I would say that way, that if you're saying that this has to be an outcome of a fear, then probably it would not be an anxiety, but there is something that I internally feel is like, imbalanced now. I don't feel there is a balance like it would be otherwise prior to 6 months ago. I've been feeling this sort of imbalance over 6 months now. So like I
Right.
said,
So
I mean,
that's fine.
I'm
So
not at all
Farina,
bothered about COVID or stuff
I
like
get
that.
it.
No.
I get it. So you know what you're not bothered about, but you don't know what is bothering you. I'm trying to help you to understand that.
Probably, yeah. Probably,
Yeah, you know what is not bothering you, but you don't know what's bothering you. I'm trying to bring that into your consciousness from your unconscious mind. Does it make sense?
But like you said, like, I mean, if I would close my eyes, take a deep breath, there is nothing that comes in my mind. I'm blank.
Then connect to the imbalance. It's not that, connect to the imbalance.
And like, trust me, I mean, I wouldn't be hesitant if we were all, I mean, since we all are sharing the same pace here, I'm not hesitant to talk or discuss about anything that would probably bother me or whatever.
Yeah. But no, sometimes we are just unaware.
But like, so how do you find that out?
Yeah,
let's ask this way. How do you find that out?
That's what I'm trying to help you. That's how this is the way to find it out. So get in touch with the unrest, imbalance. Get in touch. It's not like avoiding it wouldn't help. Not looking into it won't help. It's facing the moment, facing what is bothering you. Face it. Face what's bothering you, and then something will come up. Something will come up. The first thought that comes up, you let me know. Do that. Do that exercise.
Done. I would definitely then try doing that. And I mean, if nothing comes up, is definitely I'm going to again tell you that nothing's coming up. And
no worries. If nothing comes up, nothing comes up. That means either it is someone's energy that you are picking up, someone who is really bothered and troubled, and you don't want to see that person bothered and troubled, and you're picking up that energy because you want to put that person at peace, and you have no resources inside of you to help that person. So that's why you're getting bothered. If it's not yours, it has to be someone else's.
Sorry, I want to stop you here. Probably this, what you just said, is sort of connecting what you're saying now. Like, I mean, what you just said, right? That probably I'm picking some energy. I feel so too. Like, I'm picking some energy, and it's not in me. I mean, I'm 43. I've been always happy, chirpy, exciting person. I'm not this sort of sitting and thinking or bothering myself about anything. But what you're telling me now, it just seems like, yeah, probably I'm just picking somebody's energy. And how do I find that out?
So
It's not within my circumference here that I'm
so
picking anybody's energy.
Someone who can influence you, it could be a loved one or the person you hate most. It could be either. So that that person's energy, so whatever it is, if that person is panicked, is not in a state of rest, not peaceful, and you want to do everything in your power to make that person happy and peaceful, but you feel you don't have the resources to do that, then that unrest will create the imbalance inside of you, because you are unable to help someone who you desperately want to help, but you feel you lack the resources.
Then I have to find out who's that person whose energy is influencing me.
You
because
know,
within
you
my
will know,
circumference,
because you just have to quieten your mind and stay in a state
I
of
have to find it out,
quietness to find the direction, because all the directions are there. You just have to listen to yourself. If you are in your quietness, like in the stillness, if your mind is constantly chattering and you are not able to listen to your innermost thoughts, then you will not be guided. But if you allow yourself to be guided, to listen to those innermost thoughts, which comes up, if you ask questions, you get answers. Then you will listen and you will know. All that is in the unconscious
so
will
how do you
come
quiet
to the
this mind?
conscious.
How do you quiet this mind chattering?
You just have to sit and listen to everything that's coming up. Everything. Maybe you will listen to 10, 100, 1,000 sentences or thoughts that's coming up. Out of that, you're going to choose which is the most connected to you. What do you feel most connected to? And that is your answer.
Because you know, it's like I said, it's been a month now. I've been sitting probably whenever I get a chance, because I have kids at home. So whenever I get the silence, whenever I get a time for myself, I do sit quiet, close my eyes, take a deep breath, sort of play
but do you take note of the thoughts that's coming in your mind, or you're just trying all your best to push away those thoughts in your quietness? Maybe someone told you that you're supposed to push away all your thoughts when you meditate, and that's why you don't even listen to yourself when you're thinking.
I'm not pushing any thoughts though, but I'll
check
try
yourself. Next time when you would meditate, I'm sure there's going to be 10,000 different thoughts coming into your mind. And instead of pushing them away, just connect with each single thought every moment they come. What are they trying to tell you about what? Make a note, take a pen and a paper next to you and write that down. At the end of that 10 minutes, 15 minutes of quietness, you'll have a journal that you're going to read and understand about yourself. Do that, try that, and you let me know how it goes.
Right.
Okay?
Sure, I will do that. I will. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Anyone else? Any questions before we proceed? No one? Come on. I'm sitting here with all the answers. I want to give out the answer papers before you ask the questions. So I have the answer papers ready. Please ask me the questions. Okay, since no one wants to, maybe you guys don't have any questions. I'm so glad.
No charge.
So what I'm going to tell you a little bit about the biochemistry that changes with fear. So any of you have any idea about what happens in our body when we are facing a fear, or when we have physical fear vis-a-vis when we have a mental fear? What is the difference?
The fight and flight response.
Yeah, both gives flight and fight response, Like there is a tiger in front of you, chasing, charging at you, and you have to save yourself. What happens? There are two chemicals that are released in the body: cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol and adrenaline, cortisol and adrenaline, cortisol and adrenaline. They combine together and they accelerate a lot of physical process in the body. They accelerate our heartbeat so that the heart can pump more blood at the same time. And all the parts, the extremities of our body, like our hands and our legs, can get the rush of oxygenated blood so that we can take action. Either we run away from the tiger or we fight back the tiger. So for that, we need that extra energy, and that extra energy comes from cortisol and adrenaline together, binding together, making a chemical composition that accelerates the whole physical body. It's very good. We need it. Imagine you're doing skydiving or bungee jumping. Our body releases the same two chemicals and accelerates the same processes so that you can do whatever you have to do. That's fine, because once you kill the tiger or you run away from it, you are safe again, you're relieved, and then slowly your body goes back into homeostasis. So everything, your heartbeat neutralizes, your blood pressure neutralizes, the chemical flow in the body of adrenaline and cortisol reduces, and then the peace that flows, the feeling of safety that comes, creates the release of serotonin, dopamine, endorphin, which again gives you that happy, safe, secure feeling. So this is the whole composition, the chemical change that happens in the body when we face our fears. What happens when the fear is mental? The first stage happens and happens and happens and happens and happens. The second stage doesn't happen. So because we don't kill the tiger or we can't run away from it, and the fear is, I'm going to lose my job, if that's the tiger today, what will happen? That tiger is constantly chasing you inside your head, and you are running away or you're fighting it constantly, and there is surplus of adrenaline and cortisol in your system, which is constantly releasing the physical changes, creating the physical changes in your body. Your blood pressure is high, your heart is accelerated, your pulses are high, and all the parts of your body has more flow of oxygenated blood than needed, and the middle part of your body has less oxygenated blood, because during the time of crisis, the most oxygenated blood is needed in the extremities of your body, and the middle part of the body has the least oxygenated blood. So your digestion will go down, your metabolism will go down, your libido will go down. Every other function of the body other than saving yourself is secondary. That is how our brain functions. When we are challenged, we are under threat, every function of our body is secondary other than saving ourselves. Clear? So why does stress create diseases and sicknesses now understood?
Yep.
Because it doesn't give us the good hormones to settle us back. The constant psychological fear which we are building inside of us and creating it, which is chasing us day and night, even in our sleep, is constantly creating a body of unrest. And that body of unrest will eventually give up. Give up as in the functions. If this is a machine and it's overrunning, then what will happen? It will collapse. So it collapses and we have diseases. So what can we do? What can we do to prevent the psychological fear, the emotional fear, that my husband is going to leave me, my wife is going to leave me, or I'm going to lose the job? Those kind of emotional and psychological fear. What are we going to do about it? Because they're going to chase us every single day, every single moment. Will not allow us to sleep also peacefully, and will change our whole biochemistry so much that it's not, if we are not sick, if we don't fall sick, we'll have other complications. We'll go into psychological trauma, which will create anxiety disorder, personality disorder, which will create insomnia, which will create depression, anxiety, and we will run to one psychiatrist to another, take one medicine from another, and continue this life full of medication just to survive, but not taking control of the fear which has started the system into panic, into action. What can we do? Any idea? Any suggestions?
So, my question.
Yeah.
What if I cannot pinpoint the exact fear that I fear?
So you will be able to pinpoint, as I said to Parina, she was also unable to pinpoint, but she knows that she has some kind of imbalance.
I know
unrest.
I have a lot of fears, but where did it stem from? What was the first initial fear that made me worry or fear more and more and more?
Okay, for that, all of you, I'm here to help you. Come on, I'm a professional. Give me the chance to help you guys with this.
That's
so,
right.
yeah. So for your personal fear, I can't, from what you said, unless I'm God, I will not be able to know. So you have to give me some clue.
Well, I became very anxious after my chemo and my cancer. Everything I feel in my body, I feel like there's something wrong, something that's not right.
Which is very natural, right? Because of the trauma of overcoming that period of your life is making you anxious. That the fear is of uncertainty. The fear is of the future, if you're going to get it again, if it's going to come back again. Is it?
Not necessarily, but maybe something else.
Yeah, but falling, like it's related to your health.
Yes, it's related to my health.
It's very natural. So whatever your body had until now to fight and to bring you here, where you're going to be a mom very soon, give you all the possibilities of the future, the opportunities that were there, the possibilities which were there. Just imagine, Pamela, 3 years back when you were fighting cancer, you would not know that today you'll be sitting here carrying a baby in your womb, but you are doing it. Right?
Right.
Your body did whatever it had to do to fight the cancer to bring you here.
Yeah.
And whatever had created the cancer earlier on, we have spoken about that. We know that.
Yeah.
And now it is about trusting the body with full of gratitude for what it has done for you. Full of gratitude. Every single day. I'm grateful for this body, for what it has done for me to bring me where I am today. You have to nurture this gratitude, nurture this trust connection with your body once again. Build it up. Build it up, because this body is a friend that you have that you will never have again. The bestest of friend that you can ever have.
Yeah.
And this is what you have to build up, Pamela. More and more and more with each passing day.
Okay. I'll work on it.
Okay. So in this state where our mental fear, like how Pamela's, it's a mental fear. The fear that she might fall sick. If it is not cancer, it's going to be something else that's going to be as challenging and as threatening as she has overcome. This is constantly running in her mind. So how can I stop it? How can I? It's not easy, Pamela, because you have an experience. Like if someone betrayed me, for example, and I have an experience of betrayal, then it's so difficult for me to trust someone again, right?
Yeah.
But what in the first place, if I think back now, what is it that made that person betray me? What about me that made this person betray me? If I find that out, then I can avoid betrayal in the future. What is it that made you fall sick in the first place? If you can find that out, which you know. Preventing that will prevent you from falling sick. So whatever, if I'm afraid to trust someone because I was betrayed in the past, I have to figure out that what about me? If life is about reflection, then what about me made me experience betrayal? If I can figure it out and build up myself on that, because there was something about me which I believed, or which I did not develop, or which I did not have confidence on. If I allow myself to build that up in the future, I can minimize the chances of going through the same experience again and again. Any questions? Any doubts?
Yes, I have a question, sorry. So you mentioned something very interesting of how...
Samia, yeah.
Yes. You mentioned just now that you need to find something about you that would make a person betray you. I've thought about this for many, many months. I recently went through something and I obviously got hurt. But the question is, I've looked at myself and tried to reflect and see. I'm a very awake person about my feelings and everything and why things happened the way they did. And I think I'm a very honest person. I don't have a betrayal trait in me, because you know how they say it's a mirror image, and you attract what you are. But I don't think I have any dishonesty or betrayal traits in me, which I find very hard to kind of digest and see. But with time, I've been reading about personalities, and I'm very much an empath. And the person was a narcissist. So maybe that was just, I don't know, misfortune that it happened. But I'm trying to reflect and see. But I don't know, what would be your intake on this?
So Samia, I would like to help you on this, but this needs a really personal understanding of the whole issue, and then I would like to give you my personal intake on that. But first of all, let me just tell you one thing which is in general. If someone is betraying me, then think of not you. If you would betray someone, what in that person would make you betray him or her? Think about this and let me know. If you are going to be the perpetrator now, you are not, but if you are going to be in your imagination, then what about that person will make you betray him? Think and you will find an answer.
Okay.
So I'm going to end the session. I hope you guys, most of you have your answers, and I hope I could help you in certain ways through my understanding of my life and life in general and my expertise. I'm going to guide you to a short meditation for the sake of Ines here, who is scared of coronavirus.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, and after the meditation, I'm going to close the session. And you guys, if you need any personal help, one-on-one sessions online, because we can't go out, we can't meet up in the center. We are all open. Illuminations is open not 24/7. I'm going crazy from morning till evening, and we are available for one-on-one personal sessions, but all online. So you can get in touch with Illuminations. If you want any kind of personalized help through me, that whatever I'm capable of, I'm going to guide you to my utmost level. So all of you, yeah, who is it? Who was talking?
Pamela.
Pamela, yeah. Yeah, Pamela.
Yeah, I'm just saying thank you.
You're welcome, Pamela. I love you so much. You know that, right?
Me too, I love you. You know that.
I love you so much.
Me too.
So I love all of you guys, whether I know you from before or I'm seeing you for the very first time today, but my love for all of you here. So I'm going to guide you to...
Thank you. I know before you leave us, thank you very much. A big hug and kiss, and what do you call, sorry once again to disturb when I walked in.
Come on.
And thank you very much. I will definitely try what you said. And I'm also been trying to find out what's the way Pamela said, that this anxiety or this fear or this imbalance, that it doesn't stop. I have not been avoiding it, but it just multiplies. Maybe because we are very idle now, that's why it's still multiplying. versus we would have been busy up and about, with other things around?
No worries, Parina. You will find it out, and you're going to tell me one day that you know yourself. See, all of us, we have a part of us which is in darkness. Darkness doesn't mean bad. Darkness means unaware. So our conscious mind is only that part of us that we are aware. And the most part of us, of our the totality, the whole consciousness, we are unaware. This journey of life, each experience helps us to throw light on that unlit part of us. That dark part of us, which was in shadow, is now coming to our consciousness, and we are able to identify that as us. And it is about integrating that part and becoming whole again. Whole. Unconscious and conscious coming together, and the whole it has become a consciousness now. It's not like I'm conscious of this, I'm conscious I do this, I am this person, I am that person, I like this, I do this. That is what you're conscious of. And everything else that you're not aware of yourself, it's time now to be aware. Cool?
Cool.
Okay. So all of you, you can now mute all your microphones because I'm going to guide you into your meditation. And take a deep breath and close your eyes. And as you breathe in and out, give yourself the permission to relax. With each breath, you're allowing yourself to relax further and further. Further and further, further and further. And this relaxation is going to pervade throughout every atom of your body. Just continue breathing in and breathing out and giving yourself the permission, allowing yourself to deeply and profoundly relax. And you're going to imagine now that you're standing in front of a jetty, a dock, a harbor. And you see the blue sea in front of you, the vastness of the sea. And you take in a fresh breath that comes from the sea, and you smell the sea in the air. And now, suddenly you see a submarine popping up in front of you. And the lid of that submarine opens up. Something inside of you tells you to go into the submarine. And you step forward, climb onto the sub, and close the lid as you get inside the sub. And as you get inside the submarine begins to become smaller and smaller and smaller. And the whole water around you in the sea changes to your bloodstream. And you are becoming just like an atom inside the submarine, protected. And you are entering your own bloodstream. Just visualize from within the submarine, you're looking out, going through your bloodstream, you're looking at the blood corpuscles, the white blood corpuscles, the red blood corpuscles, the platelets. and millions and trillions of microorganisms that live inside our body. And we are the host of these microbes. Just visualize that. And the white blood corpuscles, the WBC, they are the ones who are helping us to build our immunity, to fight the pathogens. And the microbes who live inside of us, they help the WBC to create the immunity for our body. So in your imagination, try and imagine the WBC as knights in armor, carrying swords, shields, spears. And you can imagine the microbes as soldiers. As you are passing through your bloodstream in the sub, you see all of them busy relentlessly taking care of your body. Whenever there is a pathogen invading the body, the microorganisms, they are very smart. You know what they do? They begin to multiply immediately. And when they multiply, they create a shortage of food for the pathogenic cells that enter the body. And the pathogenic cells are without food, they die. And they create a trace chemical around the pathogen, around the area where the invasion has taken place. And the WBC can identify that area where the invasion has taken place by detecting the trace chemical left by the microbes. And they rush to that area and they create a process called phagocytosis, through which they engulf the pathogenic cell and they digest and kill it. This is how the WBC and the microbes together, they build up our immune system and they protect us day in and day out. Even when you're not thinking of any virus or bacteria or any pathogen invading your body, they are doing their job without even being told. Because the microbes need to live. We are the host. Without us, they will die. So they will do everything in their power to survive. And because they will survive, we will survive too. In your imagination, now create and build up the whole system inside your body, including the microbes and the WBC, doing their respective functions and protecting your body day in and day out. Take your time. This is how you're building up, sending message into your body and building up your immunity. So take your time. And now from inside yourself, imagine that you have this system through which you can telepathically connect to all the microbes and the blood corpuscles, the white blood corpuscles outside. And telepathically, you're going to send them a message of gratitude. How they have taken care of you all these years of your life without you even bothering. From the deepest part of your heart, from the core of your being, send them your gratitude. And then feel and rebuild the trust which is lost from all the information that you have received through your ears and your senses from outside, for all the news and the media that has told you that you are under threat. Rebuild that trust. Tell them how much you trust them into doing their work. Just imagine if you were in your office and your boss doesn't trust you and every time comes and supervises you, even in the micro order of the work. How terrible it's going to be, how difficult it's going to be for you to function if there is no trust between you and your superior. And if you feel that your company, your organization has entrusted you with a job and they believe in you, they believe that you're going to do it well, how easy it's going to be for you to work. So rebuild that trust where you believe in them. You know that you have entrusted them into doing their task and you know that they're going to deliver. They have delivered for all these years of your life and they will do it again. And from the deepest part of your heart, from the core of your being, send them the energy of love, trust, peace. And let that energy spread and permeate throughout your whole body, radiating your body in the energy of love and peace. And once you feel completely peaceful within, completely serene and tranquil within, slowly guide the sub back from where you have started. And pops out the sub out of the sea. And you climb out of it. And you go and stand at the jetty once again, and the sub disappears into the water. And just see how you feel now. Feel your body, see how your body and your mind is connected together. The sense of peace, relaxation and tranquility within you. And this is the energy that you're going to transmit outside of you and create your reality through this. Take a deep lung feeling breath, and as you release, slowly open your eyes. Cool guys. Ines, how are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling better, like safer.
Can you do this meditation every single day? It's going to be really helpful to build up your immunity again and make you internally strong. This is something that you have to do every single day. One time wouldn't help much.
Yeah, I need to do that. Yeah.
Okay? Just guide yourself
thank you so much.
and do this.
Yeah, thank you so much for that meditation.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming and
Thank you,
supporting me,
Sarmistha.
coming over. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
You
Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Thank you. Bye.